I decided to make a video because so much has been happening that trying to write it probably not going to help me as much as hopefully talking to myself and into the void will. See, the thing with me is, and I'm becoming like even more and more aware, it's that like obviously I've just said that I'm bipolar, right? Yes, that's a given. I have highs and lows. That's what literally bipolar is. I also have a wonderful side of, borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and dissociative disorder, and suicide ideation, and those are the ones I can think of at the top of my head. That's enough, right? So what happens is that it's like ever since the awakening I've been through, and I definitely, what I've lived through, what I talk about, this is all real for me. We all have our lives, obviously, and what's happening in each of our lives is what's happening. I absolutely did go through an awakening. I see the world in a very different way than I used to. I prefer how I see it. It's just that when I talk about the lower vibrational part of me, that's the part that is so afraid of everything and so afraid of just never, ever, ever being good enough. Like, I can't be the only one that thinks like this. Like, it's like this deep-seated, ingrowing, deep down darkness that consumes me when something as bad as what happened with my exam happened. Now, I am fully aware it's one exam out of my university degree, and that, who knows, maybe heaven forbid, I may do better than I think. It's not so much about the fact that I stuffed up the exam. I mean, it is. But the feelings that have caused me to go where I have, they're a lot darker and deeper and more complicated than it was just an exam. And obviously then there was the exam, then there was the work, and then my fucking toilet decided to block itself again, and it's just one thing after another. And I, of all people, understand how the universe works. I understand the law of attraction and manifestation, and I'm a really good manifester, so I have to, keep where I'm at high, because otherwise I attract so much bullshit to me. And that doesn't help me when I have all these 3D earthly fucking things I deal with. Like, my body is broken and my mind is broken, and that's okay. I'm accepting that. But I really need to figure out a way to how to help me better. There is one thing that I know I need to do, and I only just told my friend about it today. It's the first time I really admitted it out loud. This is what happens, so here we go. I'll say it to the world. When I sink, and sinking is exactly what happened, because I literally cried for, I think, the last 3 hours of that 4-hour exam on Wednesday. When I plummet that fast and that deep, it's so overwhelming, the darkness, that nothing matters. It literally takes every single thing I've got not to hurt myself. And unfortunately, it doesn't always work, because I have added to the scars that I've got, and I'm not laughing, because self-harm isn't funny, but it's like I have what I believe of everything. Like, I have so many tattoos, and most of the new ones are like my big beliefs, so that when shit happens, I can connect. And yet yesterday, the one on my arm that says everything happens for the sake of your higher self, I just wanted to gouge out of me with my own hands, lying in the bath, screaming and crying my fucking head off. And yet, as I've said in some of my written blogs, and well, I think I have, I don't really remember or know what exactly I've said to the world and what I've been saying to my friend, but if it is like I can't make the next person understand. It's like I, for one, am the biggest person that will talk about living in the now, being present, don't letting your mind run away with you. But those feelings that I have had for the last number of days, it's hard to explain because it's not like my mind is running away from me. I mean, yes, on the day it happened, I had every single bad thought go through me. I've screwed up my career, I've screwed up my, passion, I've screwed up every single thing up that I've worked so hard for. And why? Like, that's what's been going through my head is why, because that darkness that I really have to figure out how to deal with is so dark that it pulls me into a place that just makes me not care, or worse than not care, it makes me hate the world, and it makes me hate in a way that I don't even believe in hate. Like, hate doesn't even make any sense as an emotion. It's so dark and so bad, and yet it causes us to use so much energy to hate someone. Honestly, it's worse if you just feel nothing, or for whatever it is, or whoever it is in that case. But I don't know. I just got to figure out how to get from what happened to, say, today without all the bullshit in between. Today is the first day that I have felt a little bit like myself. I have cried at least 4 times, so definitely not bitter, but better than I have been. It started with the fact that I needed the plumber to come, so I've been putting it off, obviously, because it's just one thing after another, and I've just been basically staying in bed and crying. I managed to change the sheets and have a shower the other day. That was my big win until today. And that's okay, because, I'm the first person to say, like, if you can literally do a thing, then you're winning, but me not taking my medication, which is what I haven't been doing since Wednesday until yesterday. Well, not the daily ones I should be taking anyway. It's definitely not helped me, and I'm very aware of that. Like, I can't just stop taking my meds during a breakdown, because I'm willing to bet, and I don't even need to say that. Like, I know for a fact it's the worst possible time someone could just cease taking all of their medication is during a breakdown. I would like to say I've been unaware of it, but I've been fully aware of what I've been doing in regards to not taking my meds. It's just the feeling of not caring about anything was overriding everything else. So today the plumber came, and he's been coming like 2 or 3 times a year since I've moved in, because the house is getting knocked down. The landlords obviously won't pay for anything. That's totally fine. I pay $100 a week rent for a 3-bedroom house, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, I've been obviously paying the plumber multiple times a year, and we've gotten to know each other, and he's a lovely person. And today he came out, and it was worse than normal. Fucking pipes blocked and whatever, but he fixed it. I'd already warned him on the message, because we know each other well enough for me to go, look, I'm in a bad way, and I don't know what will set me off, so just be aware that I may cry, because it's all I've done for the last 5 days is cry. So I got dressed this morning because I didn't want him to see me in my pyjamas, so that was a win, because it's the first time I've been dressed since Wednesday. And anyway, he fixed everything, and it was all good, and then I went to pay him, and he wouldn't let me, and he told me that he was doing it for me to show me that there is positive in this world, that I'm to promise that I understand that this is a good thing, and that I'm a good person, and that shit happens, and so that was amazingly kind of him. And I decided I really needed to sort my shit out. I got a message, an email from my pain specialist saying, in the middle of the night, saying he'd sorted out my referral. So I spoke to him today. So it's getting all organised for me to see a private pain specialist, because, as much as being prescribed marijuana is wonderful, it's really, really hard to study when you're on weed. Well, it is for me anyway. So is that he told me he would write me a letter to whoever it is for school in regards to the fact that, unfortunately, due to the number of conditions I have, he has said that this stuff is going to happen. I obviously need to figure out a better way to deal when this shit happens. But yeah, I have so many chronic conditions. It's a pile of life. And obviously I have to accept that. And I guess I thought I had accepted it, and I obviously haven't. So that's something to work on. I realise people might not even watch this, and that's fine because I'm at 10 minutes and 43 seconds, and I'm fairly certain most people prefer to read, but when I write stuff out, it doesn't always help me, and it's ironic because I spent so long working on my philosophy paper, which I literally use the example of writing and speaking. And it wasn't until the day after I submitted it and I read it back and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, oh my god, you of all people understand how important the difference between writing and speaking is, because 9 out of 10 times people will take me the wrong way when I speak to them. I personally think I'm a lovely person, as long as I'm not, in the dark, mean, psycho, crazy stage of who the fuck I am. All things aside, I'm a lovely person. I'm definitely better at dealing with that other version of me, I don't lash out and break things, and, well, I haven't broken anything in a while. Yes, obviously I hurt myself, that is not as bad as it could be, so I still am taking that as a plus. Anyway, today I managed to clean my entire house, finally finish that bloody cupboard I've been trying to sort out, and get all my washing done and get everything done. And I'm now about to put Netflix on, I'm thinking, and smoke some weed and chill the fuck out. My mum has made it into the country. She is here in Australia from New Zealand, so I'm grateful about that. I obviously didn't get to see her today. I really wanted to see her tomorrow, but my sister's getting her second vaccine for COVID tomorrow, miles away, like literally hours from where they live. I have no idea why, but that's okay. So I'll be seeing my mum on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I know things will get better. I have an appointment to talk to school tomorrow, and I just have to hold on to that it's going to be okay feeling. But mostly I need to really figure out how to stop going that deep into the darkness, or better yet, how to figure out how to get rid of the darkness. And that'll be the first thing I say to my psychologist when she gets back from leave, because there is something within me that I obviously need to deal with, something that has the ability to override every single thing I believe in and feel, and take me into a place that terrifies myself. So I definitely have so much therapy to go yet, but hey, at least I'm smiling, right? And everything's done, and I've managed to keep this under 15 minutes, so points to me. If anyone watches, yay. If not, hopefully by watching it back, I'll help me figure out